Hello there everybody, Billybo10K here, bringing you my Game Awards nomination decision video. I have not voted for any of the Game Awards votes as of yet. I just finally figured out how to sign in because apparently my ad blocker was not letting me sign in, which was a real shame. But now I am signed in, and I kind of feel like I want to share my thoughts on the Game Awards and cast my votes for each of these categories. Now, we're at the very bottom of the page. We're all the way down at VR and AR game. For the best game experience playable in virtual or augmented reality, irrespective of platform. And this is the first of many awards that I'm going to be voting for. And my vote will not matter, but I'm going to do it anyway. So we have Asgard's Wrath, Blood and Truth, Beat Saber, No Man's Sky, or Trover Saves the Universe. Now, for me, the only game I've had real experience with here is Beat Saber, so it's gonna get my vote, because it's actually just kind of good, you know? It's just a good game. Alright, moving on up, Best Strategy Game. We have Age of Wonders Planetfall, Anno 1800, Fire Emblem Three Houses, Total War 3 Kingdoms, Tropico 6, and Wargroove. Oh, I'm sorry, Wargroove. If you were against... Literally, if Fire Emblem Three Houses was not in this, I'd be voting for Wargroove. But because Fire Emblem Three Houses is in this, and look, we all know it's gonna win, I've got to vote for it. It's a good damn game. I love my Fire Emblem, you know, it's great. Sports racing game for the best traditional and non-traditional sports and racing game. We've got Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, Dirt Rally 2.0, eFootball Pro Evolution Soccer 2020, F1 2019, and FIFA 20. I'm quite surprised there is no WWE 2K90. I'm kidding, I know they're not that great. However, there's only one option for me here, and that is Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. I very much enjoyed this game. And look, it's like you've got really unrealistic, non-traditional racing game, and then you've got realism. So, of course, I'm going to go with this one, because it just appeals to me the most. Moving on up, we have Score and Music. Oh, God. We have Cadence of Hyrule, Death Stranding, Devil May Cry 5, Kingdom Hearts 3, and Sayonara Wild Hearts for outstanding music, inclusive of score, original song, and/or licensed soundtrack. Now, I'm not going to be going with Death Stranding, because it does have a lot of licensed music that I feel... I just kind of feel like I want to give it to a game that's got an entirely original soundtrack. And that's also why even though it is literally based around music, I don't think I can give it to Cadence. I think Cadence of Hyrule's music is bloody brilliant. I think it's fantastic. But I will acknowledge that of the 5 games on this list, the music that has stuck with me the most this year comes from Kingdom Hearts 3. Specifically, there are just a few special tracks from that game that is still going through my head right at this moment. I can hear them in my mind. They really redesigned and scored some of the older tracks from the older games and remade them into something beautiful. There were so many good new tracks as well, and I can just hear it in my head. And for me, Kingdom Hearts 3 just had my favorite soundtrack of the year. Moving on up, we have favorite role-playing game. For the best game designed with rich player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences, we have Disco Elysium, Final Fantasy XIV, Kingdom Hearts 3, Monster Hunter World Iceborne, or The Outer Worlds. This isn't even a question. Final Fantasy XIV, Shadowbringers specifically, I'm sure that's why it's here, is 100% getting my vote. It is my game of the year. Hopefully this comes out after my second half of my top 11 games of 2019, because yeah, Shadowbringers is my game of the year. So naturally, I'm voting for it when I can, and honestly, it should have been here in Score and Music, because it had a fucking amazing soundtrack. What the fuck, Game Awards? What the fuck? That being said, I would say Monster Hunter World Iceborne was also a really good role-playing game. Kingdom Hearts 3, I consider more like an action RPG, so more action than role-playing, but you know, it is what it is. Performance awarded to an individual for voice-over acting, motion, and/or performance capture. So we have got Ashley Birch, who was Parvati Holcomb in The Outer Worlds, Courtney Hope as Jessie Faden, Control, Laura Bailey, you'll love a good Laura Bailey, as Kate Diaz, Gears 5, Mads Mikkelsen as Cliff from Death Stranding, Matthew Peretta as Dr. Casper Darling from Control, and Norman Reedus as Sam Porter Bridges from Death Stranding. I'm going to go with Norman. I think he's going to win this just because it's Norman, and I think from what I've seen in Death Stranding, he does a bloody good job. Honestly, I think Death Stranding does deserve to win one of these awards, because I think performance is one of the areas where it's at its strongest, and for me, I think the game is most held up by its main character, so I'm going to go with Sam Porter, with Norman Reedus. Ongoing game, awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. Apex Legends. Now, I can't really say Apex Legends deserves this right now, because it's only been out for a year. Like, I'm pretty sure it came out this year, right? So I feel like it's a bit too early to be giving it an award here. Destiny 2, meh. Final Fantasy 14, you all know my thoughts on that. Fortnite, I'm not a fan of the crunch culture that Epic Games was revealed to have been doing with Fortnite, and honestly, I'm kind of just over it. And Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege is what it is. You guys know I'm voting for Final Fantasy 14. They released one of the best expansions of all fucking time. One of the best Final Fantasy experiences of all time this year. That is best ongoing game, because it brought so many people back to Final Fantasy 14 and basically created this renaissance where suddenly this game was popular again, and people who had dropped off prior or who had never given the game a chance finally did and enjoyed themselves. That is the sign of an ongoing game that is being successful. Whereas Fortnite, I think, has already peaked. I think it's already hit that point where it's been best ongoing game, and I think other games need to kind of share the spotlight. Moving on, we've got Best Narrative. For outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game, there's A Plague Tale: Innocence, Control, Death Stranding, Disco Elysium, and The Outer Worlds. Now, I've not played Death Stranding. I know that everyone is like, the storytelling and narrative are great. I've also heard from a lot of people that the tone is very all over the place, and that's not the best thing when it comes to a narrative. And out of these 5 games, the one that I want to see win is A Plague Tale: Innocence. I think this game was very interesting when it came out. It got some nice coverage. I really liked the rat system, and the story just kind of... I could relate to that. I thought it was a really good story, and I feel like it would be so nice if Plague Tale won. I think it would be so cool. I feel like Death Stranding is going to take home this award, but I would love it to be Plague Tale. Next up is Best Multiplayer Game. We have Apex Legends, Borderlands 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Tetris 99, and Tom Clancy's The Division 2. Now, I think this is going to be between Apex and Tetris. Quite simply, I actually did enjoy Apex Legends. I played it with some friends back when it first came out, and I really enjoyed it. That being said, my most played game out of all of these has been Tetris 99. I really enjoy Tetris 99. It was on my top 11 games of all time. It was at number 9. Not all time, of 2019. And honestly, I think it would be absolutely hilarious if Tetris 99 were able to beat all of these shooty games. So I'm gonna vote for Tetris 99 because I want to watch the world burn. Alright, mobile game. Okay, alright. For the best game playable on a dedicated mobile device. Call of Duty Mobile, Grindstone, Sayonara Wild Hearts, Sky, Children of the Light, and What the Golf? Now, I have not played a single one of these games, so I'm going to vote purely based on which of these most appeals to me, just from looking at it. And for me, I think the game that would appeal to me the most is Sky, Children of the Light. I don't know why, I just feel like I'm drawn to this game. I think What the Golf is kind of cool, but I don't know why. I'm just drawn to Sky, Children of the Light, and I think I'm going to give them my vote, and I hope they do well. Alright. Next up is Best Independent Game, Best Indie Game. For outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system. Baba Is You, Disco Elysium, Katana Zero, Outer Wilds, oh fuck, Untitled Goose Game. Oh god, oh this is tough. Baba Is You, I think, was one that a lot of people enjoyed. I don't think it's going to be good enough to win, but I think it's like a good third place. For me, it's between Outer Wilds and Untitled Goose Game. I have not played either of them, but I obviously understand the merits of both. I think a lot of people are going to be voting for Untitled Goose Game, not as many people are going to be voting for Outer Wilds, but I've heard a lot more about Outer Wilds being this really cool sort of experience. And the thing is, I think the Untitled Goose Game is gonna do well anyway, so I'm actually gonna put my vote for Outer Wilds. I wanna share the love, you know? That being said, Untitled Goose Game is the one that I expect to win and would be a worthy winner. Honestly, independent game, any of these games could win and I'd be happy. Moving on, we now have games for Impact. For a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message, we have Concrete Genie, Grizz, Kind Words, Life is Strange 2, or Sea of Solitude. Sorry, Life is Strange, it's not you. It's not you, I'm sorry. I just, you know, you're a narrative game, but I don't think you're really a game that's impacted the scene at all. Sea of Solitude, I haven't had a chance to play, but I really like the idea of. I haven't played Kind Words. Grizz, I've heard a lot of good things about, and out of these 5 games, it's the one that I kind of want to play the most. And Concrete Genie, I haven't seen yet, but it looks kind of interesting. Honestly, I'ma go Grizz, I think. I think Grizz is the game that, for me, I feel kind of had a bit of an impact on me, which is why I kind of want to play it. It looks cool. It kind of, the design just is impactful for me. So yeah, I'm a vote for Grizz. Moving on to Game Direction, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Control, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, or The Outer Wilds. It made it up here as well, okay. Now, if we are going creative vision and innovation in game direction and design, then Death Stranding and Control, I feel, suffer from the fact that tonally I think they're a bit of a mess, and Control, from what I heard, great gameplay, but the story was a bit iffy. So I don't think I can really vote for either of them. Honestly, if we're going game direction, if we're going, like, the direction of the game, the direction of the world, the vision, just all of that, I don't think anyone can beat From Software when it comes to the dedication to the research of their games. And Sekiro Shadows Die Twice just really embraces the era that it comes from, the specific period of Japan that it's based off of, and it just feels like its own crazy world that was researched meticulously and designed meticulously, and I just feel like they deserve this award. So moving on, we now have Fresh Indie Game presented by Subway, Eat Fresh, and recognizing a new independent studio that released its first game in 2019. So we have Zaum for Disco Elysium, Nomada Studio for Grizz, Dead Toast Entertainment for My Friend Pedro, Mobius Digital for Outer Wilds, Mega Crit for Slay the Spire, or House for Untitled Goose Game. Now, I don't really want to count Mega Crit, simply because Slay the Spire has been in, like, early development for a while, and, like, we've been able to play it before it was officially released, so it's kind of like, I've already had memories with this game prior to 2019, so it just doesn't really feel right, even though I love Slay the Spire. Honestly, for this one, because I voted Outer Wilds for the other indie game one, I'm going to be voting Goose Game's House for this one. I think they deserve it. Gonna give that to them. Alright, let's move on up. Best Fighting Game, for the best game designed primarily around head-to-head combat. Dead or Alive 6, Jump Force, fucking hell, they were desperate, weren't they? Jump Force, Mortal Kombat 11, Samurai Showdown, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, obviously, you guys know that I kind of felt like Smash was a 2018 game and not a 2019 game in my top 11 games of 2019 video. That being said, they missed out on the Game Awards last year, so fuck everyone. I want them to get some awards from this goddamn thing, and if they don't win Best Fighting Game, I will be shocked. But if they win this, they're probably not winning Game of the Year, so it is what it is. Best Family Game, Luigi's Mansion 3, Ring Fit Adventure, Super Mario Maker 2, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, or Yoshi's Crafted World. For the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. Okay, so straight away, I'm going to get rid of Ring Fit Adventure, simply because while it is certainly a game that you can get more people involved in, I don't think it's like something that little kids would be playing, and I feel like family game, you kind of got to encompass every age. So I would maybe put Ring Fit Adventure to the side for this one, even though it's got nice, colorful graphics. Honestly, I think I'm torn between Luigi's Mansion 3 and Super Mario Maker 2. Yoshi's Crafted World, I feel, only appeals to a younger demographic, and I just feel like family game needs to appeal to everyone, and I think Smash Ultimate is a bit too complicated for some young kids. So I think it really comes down to Luigi's Mansion 3 or Super Mario Maker 2, and honestly, out of those games, I kind of think Luigi's Mansion 3 deserves it. Super Mario Maker 2 has some kind of complex control issues where you kind of, like, to do, like, crazy speedrun levels, you need to be really good at the game, and kids aren't going to be able to do that. But Luigi's Mansion 3, I think, can appeal to literally anyone. Like, it is a timeless classic already, and it's only been out for a month and a half. So, yeah, I'm going to give it to Luigi's Mansion 3, because it looks like a goddamn good game, and I want to play it. Moving on to Best Esports Team. Now, I know nothing about any of these esport categories, so I'm going to be voting purely based on who looks cool. So, we've got Astralis for CSGO, G2 Esports for League of Legends, OG for Dota 2, San Francisco for the San Francisco Shock for the Overwatch League, and Team Liquid for Counter-Strike Go, CSGO. I am okay. Looking at these guys, there's a woman in this one, like over there at the back. So we're gonna vote for OG for Dota 2. They're gonna get that because there's a woman there, and I mean that's just, you know, we've got to include all the gamers. Moving on to Best Esports Player. Oh boy. We have Kyle Bugher Gjerdsdorf. I'm butchering all these names, by the way. Just want to let you know. Who plays Fortnite, so he's not getting my vote. Lee Faker Sankyok, who plays League of Legends. Luka Perkovic, who plays League of Legends. Alexander Simple Kostiliev, who plays CSGO. And Jay Sinatra 1, who plays Overwatch. Now, out of all of these, I think it's the Fortnite kid is actually the one that, like, I'm looking at and I'm like, he looks nice. He looks happy to be there. The others are all very much intense. Luca just looks like he's shouting at someone, like he's ready to knock someone's face off. I am gonna give it to Alexander Kostiliev. Because, I don't know, I just feel like his picture is just the best out of that. I can't vote for someone who's got Faker in their name, because clearly that means they're a fan of Shadow the Hedgehog, and that's just disgusting. And I didn't really want to vote for an Overwatch one, because I did that last time, and that just feels bare. So, let's move on to Best Esports Host. I know nothing about these hosts. Let's go. The best host or commentator of esports events, both in-venue and or broadcast in 2019, irrespective of game or language. We have Efjesh Deporter. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Alex Machine Richardson, Paul Redeye Chalana, Alex Golden Boy Mendez, or Duan Candice Yushuang. Now, I'm gonna vote for Candice because I just kind of think she's cool. And, you know, I like to see women hosts winning awards because I feel like it tends to be the men that usually wins. So I think it'd be nice to see a woman win. And I just kind of like her. I think she's cool. She's got a nice smile. Esports Game of the Year. For the game that has delivered the best overall esports experience to players, inclusive of tournaments, community support, and content updates, irrespective of genre or platform. So, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Dota 2, Fortnite, League of Legends, or Overwatch. Now, normally, I would vote for Overwatch. However, like, if we're going Best Esports Game of the Year, like, the thing they did to that one guy, where they revoked his win and the whole Hong Kong drama started, I mean, yeah, Blizzard was pretty in the wrong there, and it was an esports sort of tournament event, so clearly they can't win this one. They're not allowed this award. God fucking no. I am going to give it to League of Legends because it's got a cute cat boy right there, and I don't want to give it to Fortnite. So there you go. League of Legends, have that. There you go. Enjoy. Goodbye. Alright, esports event. Oh, bloody hell. Recognizing a singular event across single or multiple days that delivered a best-of-class experience for participants, in-person fans, and the broadcast audience. We've got 2019 Overwatch League Grand Finals, EVO 2019 Fortnite World Cup, EM Catwas 2019 League of Legends World Championship 2019, and the International 2019. For me, it's going to be EVO. It's the one that I know. I actually watch bits of EVO when I can. I like fighting games. So I'm gonna give it to EVO. And esports coach. Okay, I know nothing about any of these people. So let's have a little look. We've got the esports coach judged to be the most outstanding for performance and conduct in 2019. We've got Eric Adrian Hogue from Team Liquid. Nuri Kane Jang, also Team Liquid. Fabian Grabs Leman, G2 Esports. Kim, Jeonggyong. I probably butchered your name, I apologize, from SK Telecom, T1. Titwan Sokshka Maloz, and Danny Zonic Sorensen. Honestly, I'm going to give it to him. No, yeah, I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to give it to Mr. Kim. He kind of is the person that I was drawn to when I came into this category, and he's giving me like Harry Potter vibes, and that's like kind of cool. I like that, so there you go. Content Creator of the Year, we've got Courage, Jack Dunlop, Dr. Lupo, Benjamin Lupo, Ewok, Salel Wheeler, Grefug, David Martinez, or Shroud, Michael Grekshik. I do not know any of these people. For a streamer or content creator who has made an important and positive impact on the industry in 2019, I don't know any of these people. I know none of them. So I am... Well, I'm not voting for him because he's a Fortniter. Oh God, what if they're all Fortniters? Fuck. I am going to vote for Courage. I don't know why. I just feel like out of all of these pictures, his is just the most genuine. And I feel like I connect with him the most when I look at these pictures. And I feel like that he deserves it. Shroud is like, he's like black and white and all modelly and it's not for me. Ewok just feels a bit too kind of young in taste for me. Grefug looks absolutely fabulous, and that's why I feel threatened, so can't vote for him. And Dr. Lupo, I mean, he looks like he's posing for one of those pictures from the Hunger Games, like that the tributes take before they get put into the arena. Whereas Courage, I just feel like he's just got the best. He's got the best look. And community support. I keep going and because I expect the Game of the Year to show up, but nope, we're still going. Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness. Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. I'm not going to be voting Final Fantasy XIV this time around, simply because I don't really have an opinion on their community support, and I've already voted for them in 2 categories, so I want to give this to someone else. I'm going to give it to Apex Legends. I've heard that they've been alright, considering it's EA. Like, that's big. But I'm not giving it to Fortnite. Crunch culture is disgusting, and I don't care how long ago that controversy was. I'm still going to hold it to them because I'm an asshole. And the other games I have no real connection to, so I'm going to give it to Apex Legends. And audio design, this is a fun one. Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Control, Death Stranding, Gears 5, Resident Evil 2, or Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Now, audio design is for in-game audio and sound design, not necessarily the soundtrack, but the sound design. And for me, nothing did sound design better than Resident Evil 2 Remake. The way when you are being chased by Mr. X in the police station and you can hear his footfalls stomping around like upstairs or in the hallway, and just the way you can kind of hear the zombies, hear lickers, hear enemies, the environmental noises, that game would not be as scary as it was if it wasn't for the sound design. And for me, that just made the game for me, and I think it certainly deserves this vote here. Art direction, interesting. We've got Control, Death Stranding, Grizz, Sayonara Wild Hearts, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, or The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Oh, I like Link's Awakening. Presented by Samsung QLED. Wow. For outstanding creative or technical achievement in artistic design and animation, I can't give it to Link's Awakening. As much as I love Link's Awakening's art style, it's got frame rate issues. Sekiro, as much as I love the game, the art direction and the world itself does feel very kind of like Souls. They've kind of done like a lot of this before, and I just don't feel like art direction is really the award for them. So it comes down to these other 4. Death Stranding, it's a beautiful game, but like, but the animation. But if we're including animation here, ooh, because if we're including no, because we already did performances for characters and stuff. The actual world itself is very realistic and very beautiful. You know what? Because I haven't given the game Death Stranding a vote yet, I'll give it a vote here. I think art direction, yeah, I think it does. It was either going to be this or Gris, and I already gave Gris a vote earlier, so I think I can give Death Stranding a vote here. Moving on to action-adventure game. We've got Borderlands 3, Control, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, and Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Now, of these 6 games, action-adventure, combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. Oh, it's difficult. I would say I am torn between Sekiro Shadows Die Twice and Resident Evil 2. I don't know much about Control. I don't, and I feel like it is one of those games that probably does fit into this category really well because I haven't played it. I just don't feel comfortable voting for it for this category when I've played like 3 of the other games here. Link's Awakening, I love it, but it is still the same game that it was back in the day, so I feel like voting for it now is just kind of like a bit cheaty. Whereas Resident Evil 2 at least was remade and reimagined, so it's somewhat of a different game. That being said, if we're going full-on action-adventure, I wouldn't call Resident Evil 2 an adventure, I'd call it a horror game, a survival horror, and I just don't feel like this genre fits it, so... and the problem with Death Stranding is that while I'd certainly call it an adventure game, I don't think I'd call it an action game. So, even though it has action elements, a lot of people actually complained about how the battles with enemy characters go in the game, and like the BTs are the only interesting part about it, so I'm gonna have to go with Sekiro on this one. I think it's just the most solid action-adventure game out of the lot. Although, really, I'm kind of annoyed that Kingdom Hearts 3 isn't here, because I would have voted for Kingdom Hearts 3, in all honesty. Action game, just action. We've got Apex Legends, Astral Chain, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Devil May Cry 5, Gears 5, or Metro Exodus. In my opinion, if we are going full-on action, it's just based on the... No, I don't want to vote for you. No. It's just based on the combat. It's between Astral Chain and Devil May Cry 5, and in my opinion, even though Platinum developed Astral Chain, I've got to give it to Devil May Cry 5, because it's made... Like, even though I haven't played it, it has made a lot of my friends exceptionally happy, and I feel like it deserves this award. All right. And Game of the Year, recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. This, we have to narrow it down. First things first, Outer Worlds, I'm sorry, but we are going to have to say goodbye to you. I think Control, we're going to have to say goodbye to you. So we've narrowed it down to 4. I think out of these 4, Resident Evil 2 should be taken off, because even though it's an amazing game, it is also still a remake. And in my opinion, Sekiro was not my game of the year, at least, so I'm probably going to take that off, so it really is going to come down to Death Stranding and Smash Ultimate, because I feel like those are the 2 big juggernauts that are going head-to-head with this game of the year, and then Sekiro and Resident Evil 2 are, like, looking for an in, and they could still win. Honestly, I think any of these 4 could actually end up winning Game of the Year, but I have to kind of take into account everything regarding these games, because Death Stranding is like a movie. It is like a beautiful, artistic movie. Technically, it is amazing. Smash Ultimate is the most well-selling fighting game of all time. It is technically not only the best Smash game out there, but one of the best first-party Nintendo titles from a technical, creative standpoint ever. It is also the biggest video game crossover title of all time. Death Stranding, however, has made massive leaps in bringing like Hollywood actors in to actually cameo in the game and provide mocap and provide a realistic experience that is somewhat enjoyable. However, the Game of the Year for me, I feel, has to be a game that a majority of people can connect with, because this is the game that represents the entire year of gaming, and overall it comes down to the consumer. And when I look at Death Stranding and I look at Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Smash Ultimate is universally revered by the people that play it. Yes, there are some people that dislike the game for completely valid reasons. However, when you compare that to Death Stranding is a love it or hate it game. There is a much larger group out there that I think dislikes Death Stranding as opposed to likes it because they don't quote-unquote get the game. And I think because of that, and because of how inaccessible it is as a result, I feel like the Game of the Year has to go to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, I wish that Smash Ultimate could have been in last year's Game Awards, because honestly, I think it would have won, hands down, and I think it should have won last year. That being said, obviously, it released on the same day as the Game Awards last year, and if that had not been the case, I would probably be picking between Death Stranding and Sekiro. Even though I think Resident Evil 2 is probably my favorite game out of these 3, I just feel like because it's a remake, I doubt it's going to actually win the award, and I feel like these 2 being original IPs kind of would have deserved it more. That being said, yeah, my vote is going to go with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I hope it wins, but I really think that Death Stranding is just going to sweep the Game Awards. I really do. Not only does Mr. Jeff, the host of the Game Awards, have a cameo in Death Stranding, but I just feel like they've been nominated for so many awards. It's insane. And a lot of the awards that they've been nominated for, I feel like they don't need. They really don't need. Like, they only need a couple of them. And I guess I'm just a little bit bothered by that. But I do think that Death Stranding is a very good game and certainly worthy of being Game of the Year. I'm also going to go to the player's voice quickly and just cast my vote for whatever games are left here because I didn't get to vote yesterday. I've got 2 votes that I can give out. Let's have a little look right now. So Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Fire Emblem Three Houses, and Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order are winning. Smash is winning, guys. Smash is winning. So I'm going to vote for Smash because, of course, I am. It's probably my favorite game here. And I'm probably going to vote for Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. I think it kind of deserves a vote because, you know, it's a little bit low. I feel kind of bad that it's down there. I don't think it deserves to be that low. It's a shame that Astral Chain and Devil May Cry 5 are getting kicked out of the running. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, brilliant game. I feel like it's being held up by recency bias, though. Let's actually have a look at day 1. I want to see, how did that end up going? So Smash Ultimate and Fire Emblem Three Houses were the top 2. Death Stranding 3rd, Resident Evil 4th, Devil May Cry 5th, Star Wars 6th. That is interesting. That is incredibly interesting. Do you want to know why it's incredible? Fortnite at the bottom. Wow. Do you want to know what's incredibly interesting? Basically, people who I assume voted for games down here who then got eliminated clearly have started voting for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order because they've kind of overtaken like Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, and Devil May Cry 5. So I think it's really interesting to kind of see how everything changes. How many go into round 3? Like, how many are supposed to go into this? Because I am genuinely curious. I don't know how this works. Well, it doesn't matter, but yeah, this has been my Game Awards voting for all of the different awards. I'm really excited to see the awards on the 12th. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I will talk to you guys in another video sometime, and I'll see you guys then. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.